Frank Discussion. I'm your host, David Glassman, and with me now is our guest off the street, Mr. Tom McNulty.
Hi. Hi, Dave.
How's it going?
It's going pretty good, man.
Before we start, would you like a drink?
I'd love a drink, man.
Is scotch okay?
New glass, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
brand new. Cheers.
Cheers.
Would you like another one?
I would love another one, please. Nobody drank out of that, right?
Just you.
Okay.
Go. Okay. The premise of our show is to discuss ideas and topics that are in the news, presently in the news. We would like to start off with a question that's on everyone's mind. Feelings on Dylan, okay, in 90210. Did you happen to catch the show?
I did see this week's episode.
Oh, yeah.
I
How
don't
did you
follow
enjoy
the
it?
show.
Oh, what didn't you follow?
No, it's not that I can't follow. I can follow the show. It just
Oh, no, I
sometimes I'm in
understand
a
that,
place
no.
where I don't have a TV set. What are you saying, man?
No, I'm just wondering, did you
Oh,
watch the
all
show
right.
this week?
No, I did. I just said I saw the show
Okay,
this week.
Well, that's what I...
Yeah, I saw the show
No, you
this
said
week.
you don't follow something.
No, I do follow it, but sometimes I don't get a chance to see the show.
No, you said you just didn't follow something on it.
I don't watch it regularly.
Okay, but you did watch this particular episode.
Yeah, I didn't go to college like you, okay?
Oh.
I don't always get to see the show.
Okay, but you did see this show.
Yes. Oh, man. Yeah, I saw the show.
Okay.
What was it, a great show or what? I saw it.
It was an interesting show. I mean,
No,
but the
no
relationship
argument.
between
Yeah,
Dylan and his father, and but he's finally getting in with his father, and what happens? His father gets blown up and stuff.
See, that's one part I did not understand.
What didn't you understand?
First off,
Okay.
he's coming into money. He has money. He has
Yeah,
$10 million.
Okay.
Okay. And he has it all in one lump sum. It's not like a lottery where you get it in
it was a
installments.
trust fund. And
Yeah, he has it all in one shot.
Okay.
Okay. Now, it showed that he was going to start the car up, and his father went and started the car for him, or vice versa. Whatever.
He was going to start the car, but his father, he got a phone call from Kelly.
People who go to college, man. Yeah, exactly. The car blew up, and the father died.
Right.
Okay.
That was the sad point.
How is that the sad point? Later on, yeah, of course, it's customary. It's going to be the sad point. But, I mean, initially, how is that the sad point? First off, your emotions don't kick in right away, all right? I mean, seriously, there's a lot of people that have been to Vietnam, and, like, when they were over there, it didn't faze them. They're out, they were out with prostitutes, and they're, they partied. But now they're over here, and they're yelling, "Get down!" in traffic, and they're chaining themselves to fences and stuff. Now, so it happens later. Your emotions kick in later. They don't just happen like that. Not like a light switch.
Could I ask what you're leading for?
How did he get upset?
His father,
right away.
His father just got blown. How else would you react?
If I had $10 million, and that could have been me, but somebody else walked over and it blew up, I'd say, yeah, all right. And later I would probably, no, seriously, later I would be like, well, it was horrible, man. It was really horrible. And I'd probably go on a talk show, write a book about it. It was such a traumatic thing for me. I'd see who's looking, and then I'd go back to crying. But I mean, that's later. I mean, initially I'd just say, well, it wasn't my time.
I think we'll get off that subject. We're sort of, avoiding the point. What else in the news? Madeline Beers. Have you seen anything? Have you been following the Madeline Beers case at all?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
That's the news. I can always get to a newspaper.
I didn't say you couldn't. I was just wondering.
Oh, no, yeah, of course. Yeah.
This is just Frank Discussion.
I seen her.
That's the title of the show.
Yeah, she used to be like, what's another word for grotesque and ugly? She used to be I don't know, unattractive,
That's a good word.
welfare. I'm thinking welfare stock myself. Because that's what I'm thinking, like, there's just certain people that were, destined to be on welfare as opposed to workfare, and this is a prime candidate. This is a woman, I wouldn't even make her fill out the application if I worked at the DSS. I would just say, I'd be like Groucho. Someone would jump on this guy and say, pay off, and, I just give her the money and, let her go back home and eat, like, who's that guy, Walter Hudson? I let her go home like Walter Hudson. Have about 12 eggs in the morning and just
Well,
say, yeah,
she's
send
like-
your 4-year-old to do your
I
laundry.
totally wasn't tracking the topic. I was just
Okay.
talking about how she's trying to get back Katie now. After she signed over the custody, now she's trying to get.
Yeah, she
Katie
had like a
back.
facial or something.
Yeah, she had a whole makeup, whole makeover, her hair and everything. Trying to, I guess, impress the judge.
And
You
what is
laugh.
the judge going to say? Well, if she gets that judge, who's that judge that is harassing his ex-girlfriend's got that insanity case going?
Saul Walker.
She gets him. She got a good shot at it. Because he'll look at her and say, who is this voluptuous beauty that stands before me today, you know? But anybody else has seen her on the news and knows, you know what I mean?
So basically, you don't think just her hairdo and stuff is.
No, I don't think that's going to cut it. I wouldn't say just because she looks better, she's a better mother. Although I tend to have a little more leniency towards an attractive, beautiful blonde dropping her kid off and with no lunch at school, or treating the kid, the kid has headlights. You go home and she's a Playboy model. I'd say, well, so much work goes in preparation to make her look beautiful. She's giving something to us.
Well,
not
she's
she's not a
showing
good
us
mother,
that-
but she shows society that she tries to keep up her appearance.
This
lady fails on all bases.
You have to admit she's.
Now she's gonna throw on a little makeup and that's it? Oh, please.
Well, you have to. She did more than just makeup and the hair. She's
I
also
have to
trying
say one thing for her. I give her credit for the fact that she has the audacity to ask for the kid. In light of everything. She still comes forward and says, well, give me another chance. Oh, God, I love her for that alone. And the fact that she didn't try to sell her kid,
No.
which is a popular thing on Long Island. People do that. If you lived in Chicago, it's called like Home Alone. It's a popular thing just to leave your kids home alone. It's so cute, they make movies about it. They left their kids home alone. Isn't that great when you can do that? Be so irresponsible that you can have 5 or 6
basically
kids
you're
and
saying
just leave them around.
So basically, you're saying after this.
Isn't that great?
So basically,
Oh,
to
man.
get back on track, you're trying to say that even after this whole John Esposito, the dungeon and everything, this whole incident, you're thinking that she shouldn't get the kid back, or she should? What are your views?
I don't know. She's such a good judge of character, isn't she? Isn't she someone you'd want to leave in control of watching your kid? I mean, they only have a few visitors from the outside. Let me say, one's an uncle or something, right? Who's a child molester or something? And then they have another guy who comes around to hang out with her son,
John
Esposito,
Esposito.
and he's also, has a history of molesting kids. So, if this is an example of her judgment, her reasoning abilities, you're gonna leave her, you're gonna let her have her kid? This is a woman leaves scissors out laying around and stuff. I mean, come on, seriously. She's got pedophiles hanging out at the house. Come on, please. Oh, you need more than a facial to get me to think that she's a good parent. Come on.
Well, she wasn't really watching the child. It was the Ingleries who were watching it for a while. For many
She
years.
allowed the person to watch it, right?
She allowed the Ingleries to.
What kind of you have aptitude tests for things. When she had people that offered to be babysitters, what kind of background check did she run on? She said, "Have you ever molested a child?" And say, "Yeah, I try to make a play for your son." All right, well that's still my son. I think you're safe to hang out with Katie though. She's a girl. Where do you get that from? I don't understand it. I don't know.
Now, Katie herself, I mean, she went through.
Goes back to judgment. Again.
You have to admit though, Katie did, go through some ordeal though. I mean, with the abductions.
Ordeal? It's like every kid's dream. What are you talking about? She's in a room with a TV set.
Yeah, but she was abducted. She was forced to be in
Who
that
says
room.
she was abducted?
Well, I mean, come on, just
Kids have a
dungeon,
tendency
6
of
feet under-
wandering in places where they don't belong. Kids get into everything. I know.
Granted, yeah.
They do. That parents know that.
dungeon-
Anybody
yeah,
that has kids will
dun-
tell you, oh, the kid got into this the other day. The kid did that. I hear it all the time.
Yeah, but
No.
a little dungeon that's like 6 feet under.
Sure. If you tell a kid not to do something, that's like a red flag. That tells the kid, do it. You tell the kid, don't touch that. Don't do that. And what is the kid going to do? The kid, as soon as you're not looking, the kid's going to be like, why can't I touch that? And they're going to check it out. You say, don't go next door. He has an underground dungeon. The kid's going to say to
Yeah,
himself,
but nobody knew about the dungeon.
look,
Nobody really.
the brother knew. You remember? Didn't he?
That's true. I'm wondering why he never mentioned anything to the police.
And why didn't he? Well, I guess he didn't think it was pertinent. Your sister's missing. Where could she be? We don't know. We think that the guy next door has something to do with it. Yeah. Should I mention that he has that underground dungeon? Nah, I don't think it has anything. The two things? Nah, I don't think.
One thing
I won't mention it.
One thing that does make me curious though, now if John Esposito goes to jail and they want to sell the house or whatever, how do they list that in the real estate? Do they mention, outside guest room or whatever?
Yeah. We have a guest house, and the people be standing there going, I didn't see it in a video. I didn't see it. I was there. I didn't see it. It's like, oh, well, it's just for that woman. Who's that woman that's in the news who got voted out of office. She didn't get voted in office because of her
Oh, you're talking
cleaning staff. They're all illegal aliens.
Oh, you're talking about the Zoe Beard case?
Yeah, yeah. Now there's a woman that should contact Esposito and say, you know, once you get out, I'd like you to come work for me. Come in, because at least he has a green card. I mean, get him to work, build her the thing, and then her whole house cleaning staff can stay there. It won't be a problem. Media shows up, it's like, get back in the shelter. Get back in the shelter.
Okay. That's enough with...
That's just my opinion.
Our next topic is Michael Jackson. I'm sure viewers would like to know whether you have any views on Michael Jackson at the Super Bowl. I myself didn't watch it, but I'm curious whether you know, did you catch the Super Bowl?
All us real men did watch it, Dave. And I'll tell you, it was really interesting. It was really interesting because here's Michael, who doesn't look like anybody who's ever played football in his life. Seriously.
He looks like he was the football when he was young.
Yeah. He doesn't look like he ever played football. Here he is. He's standing there. He's doing his song, his first song. Now you got to remember now, football game, man. Try to follow me this time, Dave. You know, we know what we're talking about. But anyway, you got a football game. You got tough guys, you know, bash them up, big brawl, you know, going to take place. And here comes Michael Jackson, about 90 pounds. You know, he's standing there in front of the crowd, and his first song is going to be Billie Jean, a song about how he didn't impregnate some woman with a child.
Well,
it's redundant.
Yeah, that I can believe.
I don't see the whole point of the song. I just said, Mike, we know. We know, Mike. Don't even sing about it. You know, there's many other songs that he could have got to, you know? Seriously.
He also was on Oprah Winfrey just recently. He was talking about the discoloration of his skin, his skin disorder and stuff. Let's see, what was I about to say? Do you believe that, you know, with all his money and stuff, that he wouldn't know anything about, he would have, if his skin's starting to turn whiter and whiter,
well,
he would have doctors he can just go to and stuff?
I don't know. See, that runs in my family. No, other people laughed at that. They thought it was ridiculous. But I'll tell you, I think it's a possible thing. It's quite possible that you could start out being black and then turn white.
Well, Michael, if you
through osmosis or something, I would think that it is possible.
Well, if you remember Michael when he was younger,
in fact, I've actually seen it happen.
When you saw Michael
with both sides, with black and white people. I've been to jail, and when I was in jail, I noticed that white guys start to sound black and act black when they're surrounded by black people in jail. And I've also seen friends of mine who are very white, you know, like Brooke Shields kind of white. And when they go to certain parts of the city, oh wait, that's black. That's a black thing again. Yeah. Have I ever seen black people turn white? No, I guess not. I've only seen the reverse. I've seen with rap music how white people like Vanilla Ice and stuff have that black thing about them, you know? So I don't know. Is it possible? I have to say, yeah, I have to say so. Otherwise, if I didn't say so, it'd be a case of, you know, discrimination. It'd probably be, you know, Al, you know, who's that guy with the frizzy haircut? He'd probably be protesting right now.
Oh, no,
yeah, Al Sharpton would be down at cable protesting. So yeah, I have to say whatever Mike says has got to be the straight up truth, gospel. Otherwise, I'll be offending black people, and I'll be, you know, a marked man. Yeah.
And I guess other Michael Jackson trademarks, I guess, you know, the constantly touching himself, you know. I guess, did any of the children do that at the, you know, because I heard there was a lot of children or whatever, yeah, at the Super Bowl.
Well, you know, that's a good point, because,
and supposedly,
yeah, that's right, I did see it. And there were a lot of children.
He's a good role model, you know.
I don't know how good a man who touches himself. Yeah, what kind of role model does that set for kids? I mean, if a stranger tells your kids, touch yourself, you know, that's bad, right? Yeah, that is bad.
I would assume so, yes.
Yeah, that is bad. Yeah, and now here you have Michael, who makes a lot of money. You know, he's a great guy and everything.
He's one of the richest men.
And he's constantly touching himself, which with that kind of money, you wouldn't think he'd have to. That's the whole thing. And so much so that he has to wear like a thing, like a cast on his arm or something.
But that could just be a brace, you know.
Yeah, but still, I think it's a sure sign that maybe you should stop touching yourself so much. You know, once you start losing your eyesight or your arm has to go into a cast, you got to stop. You got to slow down with that. Seriously. But anyway, what you're saying, you're talking about the child abuse. Yeah, here is a wide section of kids, you know, from all nationalities, on stage with Michael. Lots of kids were there. There had to be like 100 or so kids. And none of them did act inappropriately. I didn't see one kid touch themselves or attempt to touch Michael.
Apparently he has to become a role model for them. Otherwise, if they really...
Well, no. How do you know that there isn't some kind of screening that takes place? Maybe before they have rehearsals for all these, you know.
Yeah,
performances.
I guess they can't really touch Michael because if they touch Michael or themselves, if they touch themselves
During a
guess
Michael performance.
during a Michael performance, I guess it would be like an infringement of copyright. Yeah, I'm not that
It
familiar
could
with the
be. It could
copyright.
be.
It's a Michael thing, touching oneself. So
I think it is. I think it really is. So I think they probably said over like a PA speaker or something. They said, during today's performance, children are not permitted to touch Michael. You know, Michael is permitted to touch Michael, but no one is to turn and touch Michael during the performance. I believe that. It wouldn't surprise me. And then again, I don't think he'd want anybody touching themselves at the time during his performance, because that'd be like mocking him. But that would be drawing attention away from him.
Now,
You know, because a lot of pedophiles out there, if you had a choice between watching Michael touch himself and a bunch of children.
So did you watch the Oprah Winfrey interview?
Yeah, I did. I thought it was interesting. You know.
Because right now we have Elizabeth Taylor right here for you. Elizabeth?
Am I gonna have to like get up and go up from my seat and stand next to her?
She should be coming around any moment now.
No. Oh, okay.
I guess not.
Right.
Well, I guess she's not here. It would have been a nice surprise to have had Liz Taylor here.
Yeah, that would have been
But
great.
oh well.
Would have been really great.
On to our next topic. Hey,
Excuse
Mr.
me?
Cadiddlehopper. Yes,
Hello, how are you?
Mr. Cadiddlehopper, yes.
Hello.
How are you?
Oh, hi, how are you, by the way? My name is Jim Cadiddlehopper. I happen to be the station manager of TIC Cable.
There you go.
Very good, yourself?
All right.
Would you like a little scotch?
Yes, please, that would be very good, thank you.
So how are you enjoying our first show?
Actually, I'm not. I really didn't feel the content would be
I'll give you
this
more of a
graphic.
rank up the best.
I thought it would just be general news and a frank discussion about it.
Well, that's basically what we're
Actually,
doing.
I'm more than willing to coach you through your first show.
Oh, why, are we having difficulty? I thought we were going pretty well.
Listen, Dave, I realize you're still living at home.
Yeah.
Haven't graduated college yet. I mean, carry on.
Okay,
Mind if I get a cigarette off it?
sure.
That's fine.
Just leave money.
Excuse me,
It'll come up.
is there a little coffee around for this gentleman?
Yeah, would you like coffee?
Yeah, all
Quite
right.
frankly, yeah. Oh, okay, thank
Somebody
you.
get him coffee?
Thank you.
All right.
Oh,
Thank you.
quick service here.
Thank you there.
TCI Cable.
By all means, please.
Okay.
The next subject.
All right, I was about to talk about, in the news, there was this new thing with New York Telephone. They're going to be having voice dialing. So instead of having to dial with your fingers, your voice can do it. You can just say, dial 555-2222, and it just automatically dials. What are your feelings on?
I don't understand how that would work, because what if you get like a nervous tick or something?
Yeah.
Or maybe you're a stutterer or something, or
Excellent point.
yeah. I mean, I don't want to put down stutterers. You know, I think they probably go through enough as it is.
I've known a few stutters in my life. My cousin used to stutter. He has overcome it. But
Could I have another drink, please?
we sort of ran out of scotch.
You ran out of scotch?
He drank it all up.
Yeah, would you like some coffee or something?
Oh, no. I'm not on a wagon.
You can finish
Okay.
my scotch if you want, or
Thank you. All right.
we're on a low budget.
I think stuttering is something that you'd want to overcome. You know, stuttering is an important issue because, like a lot of other problems, get a lot of attention from celebrities and things. Like for instance, the homelessness issue. Now here you got people that come on, you know,
Yeah.
they come on cable TV, okay, and the comedians get together.
Comically
Is
weak.
there something wrong with cable television?
Not at all. I think cable's good. Cable's a good thing.
Oh.
I just think it's kind of odd that comedians would get together to laugh, you know, at the expense of homeless people.
Well, I don't think it's at the expense. I think that what they're doing is just trying to get, they put on a show to get money, raise money to help
Homeless people don't have cable TV. I don't know, what's the sense of that? I haven't seen one refrigerator box in the city that had a cable running to it.
Very good point.
If you have comedians getting together, they're raising money, I understand that, but while they're raising the money...
Would you put that in the ashtray, please?
Sure.
I mean, I know this is low budget. Please. Thank you.
No problem. Why don't they have, why aren't they nice enough to bring the homeless people in and let them have like the standing standing room only area
I
of the
guess
theater while
I
they're
can
doing it.
see that view because I went to go see Comic Relief one time and I wasn't even allowed in. And I was part of the press. I mean, I was involved with, WBLI radio.
Maybe they couldn't distinguish you from the homeless people. Maybe that's what it was.
Did you graduate
Maybe they
college at
thought
that
you
point?
wanted the money.
No, I did.
Still living at home?
Yeah, I was still living at home.
Written all over you. Hey, babe.
There you go.
I mean, you ain't got to
Because
pay your dues.
this is a cause. Yeah, I agree with you, sir.
I guess,
this is a
yeah,
cause
Comic
for
Relief,
people
it was
who
a Radio
have no
City,
home.
yeah.
They don't have that option of milking the purse strings of your parents, or never cutting that umbilical cord. These people are out in the street, so I guess they didn't extend.
But
you,
as we were getting
compassion.
back to
But what I don't understand is like this, like for instance, they don't have charity that as much attention to other charities. Like there are people who are hard of hearing. You never see band members getting together to do something for that. Well, do they? Like a hearing aid type of thing, where people get together, perform music, and then buy get equipment to people who have no hearing.
I
or
guess
something.
isn't music sort of like an anticlimactic for
Well, I don't see too many happy homeless people either.
Yeah, but you try to cheer them up and stuff with comedy. But his music, they can't hear it anyway.
The people who were laughing were rich people in the audience who had limos waiting for him outside. I think it's very easy to get anybody to laugh, except Dylan. Anybody who has money is going to laugh.
Very true. It's like
Because
homosexuals.
they know secrets, and that's how they kept their money.
The homeless should join groups just like homosexuals do. Actually, it's apathetic.
What groups do the homosexuals join? Tell me.
Well,
so I
they
know.
have gay pride.
Gay pride. Is that motorcycle group that has like people over 60?
I think it might be all in leather, but at least they're formed together and they're working together. They have their own clubs, their own
Teamwork.
restaurants.
Homos are known for their teamwork.
Yes,
That's
it's true. And homeless people have to incorporate the same methods homosexuals use. And that's the end of their problem right there.
Get in from the back door, I guess.
Yeah.
Backdoor news is usually the first news.
If I could just butt in.
Thing, yeah.
Another thing that's in the news is this hijacker.
Oh, the one that just landed in
Yeah.
was
Well,
that
obviously
Kennedy
a
Airport?
Somalian homosexual.
I give this guy a lot of credit for one reason. Because he's from Somalia, where most of the people are just starving.
Yeah.
And yet this man manages to take from nothing and get something. They're like dirt farmers, and this man had a plane for a while. He actually had his own plane. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
Total
remarkable.
control.
Total control. That's remarkable.
Yeah.
And that makes you wonder.
But he was
if
arrested. He's going to be in jail now.
Fed in jail with a place to live.
There's
That's
no
more
way
than
of
you can say
looking
for
at
most of the Somalians.
That's
right.
true. We had to send troops in.
I think motivation is a key thing here. If this man can get up and do something for himself, what about the rest of them? I think we need to send like Richard Simmons over there. You get somebody who has that much energy and have him go over there and talk to these people. You know what I mean?
I always wondered about Richard
You
Simmons.
ever see Richard Simmons on late night when he gets a whole crowd involved?
I always wondered about Richard Simmons.
know,
Does he have like a house full of
dancing to-
closets where he's like, I'm in, I'm out, I'm in, I'm out?
Dancing,
I think you may be right.
talk about
there.
infringements, yeah, and talk about
I think he has a
comic
revolving
relief. I think
closet
he just
door.
stole from Robin Williams, yeah. Yeah, we
he
might-
was just,
we might
he
be-
just does that deal mail thing with Sally Jesse Raphael. Have you been watching that? She's like, he talks about his video. I guess you haven't
Deal
seen
meal.
it.
I don't know about that.
I think I've heard of it, yes.
Oh yeah, that's.
I guess
him.
it's a much simpler plan out in Somalia. You only have one card.
Well, you know what I don't
move that
understand?
over
You know what
to
the real
wheat.
problem is? The real problem with people who are starving in all these countries, I never understood this. There's so many of them. They say, 500,000 starved, at this place, and 100,000 people starved over at that place. And what I see is they're still dying in large groups, and yet they somehow keep replenishing themselves. So I think the real problem is contraception. Because, think about it.
Yes.
I mean, I personally, I'm not attracted to someone who is underweight, who has flies walking in their face, but that's me. Somewhere there are people who are, that's an attractive look. Like in Africa, they worship very big women, in different parts. So it's all where you're from, I guess, your region.
Well, I guess
And-
if that's all you've grown up with, you've grown accustomed to just, always seeing, flies on
I think the
people's
cure
faces.
to
and
Somalia's
it-
overpopulation is back to the basics. If we could incorporate more homosexuality in that society, that we would be fine.
I guess it would cut down on the reproductive.
Yes. Obviously, contraceptives aren't working there. I don't understand this.
Maybe we should, instead of sending all this food to them, maybe we should send them,
Maybe we are. Maybe they're just
prophylactics.
eating the contraceptions. Maybe we have to have
Good
like a
point.
translation thing put on the packages. Maybe that's
Right.
what it is.
Not edible.
Not edible.
Definitely
Yeah.
so. Not edible.
I always
Especially
wondered why.
condoms.
I always wondered why we send so much. We spend so
They
much
might think
money.
it's a form of Tupperware. considering
might, you're
the
right.
type of
As a
eating
matter
they
of
do.
fact,
You know, they go to the streams and fill it up with water and they keep, you know. I always wonder why we spend so much money to help all these other countries, yet we have people in our own country starving and homeless. All this money that we're investing in every other
American
country,
way.
why not help America? You know, we need to get, we're in a recession.
You know what I think that is? That's an oil thing, because we have to look good so that in the future when we steal from other people, we just take their oil and we blow them away. We have to look good so at least the rest of the world won't come after us. So they'll say, well, the Americans gave away so much.
you're exactly right, Tom.
Am I right?
because
They're
the,
good
the owner of
people.
this cable station happens to be from Saudi Arabia.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, Ahmed, right?
Yes, Sheikh Ahmed Ranamok.
Yeah.
Yes, it's
Hmm.
very interesting individual.
Yeah. We usually call him Ak for short.
Sure.
So I don't even know why they would even worry about us violating any guidelines, because he's a wealthy man. I mean, any kind of lawsuit that could be brought against the station.
Tom, you're getting
I-
into very sensitive areas right
I
now.
don't
Please.
suggest-
We're on cable. We're on public television.
All right, we're talking. I'm not running a show. You're running a show, but we were talking about homeless people. So now, you don't have never understood. Why don't they put the homeless people to work in some way?
Well, I think that's what President Clinton is going to start.
Work there, right? Well, I don't mean you have Boy Scouts.
Well, we
that
sort of
stop
had that idea
highways.
with David Duke, but he was trying to get the nomination for president. He was talking about getting people off the welfare rolls.
I don't see
he
anything
had-
wrong with that.
well,
I mean,
is the,
you know, a lot of my relatives would be
David
upset to hear me
Duke.
say that, but
well, he had some, he had some good ideas.
Sure you did.
Oh, I true. Maybe he shouldn't. He's part of the original Boys in the Hood. Yeah,
Yes,
true.
yes. Very, very good description.
I think
But-
I just think that there's got to be some kind of jobs out there for homeless people. I think maybe
Building homes.
Well, if they could build homes, they would have homes.
Yeah, but they don't have the supplies. They don't have the money to get the supplies. We have to somehow make it.
Well, I think if they don't know how to invest their money is a problem, because they get money every day. I mean, you drive through
Yeah.
certain parts of the city, they're washing windows, they're coming up to you, they're
You
asking
can get
you for
a dollar.
money.
Sometimes you can get
Where
a
does
dollar
all that
when
money
you-
go,
They don't.
Tom?
That's it. It goes on
Cheap
alcohol. I
scotch.
imagine. Probably goes on alcohol. You know,
Probably, yeah.
probably does. It's probably
You
a
have to know
drinking
how to-
problem.
Spend their money.
I think it is a drinking problem. Also drugs. I think it's rooted in a lack of values. I think
I
they
have.
should stop buying
You believe
cheap
that?
I have to
liquor.
agree with that. I mean, there is a breakdown of our moral fiber in society. I have to agree with that. I see too many students, and I see too many kids at the high schools. Just, the sex is running rampant, the drugs. We need to start
It's true.
addressing that situation.
It's like we didn't want to talk about Amy Fisher tonight, but it's almost like
Well,
it
she
shows you.
don't- Well, yeah, but she knew how to use the sex. I mean, it wasn't just rampant sex. She was, knew how to use sex for money. She had.
Well, maybe I don't know if she
Very
did
practical
because
young woman.
Yeah.
Very practical.
She
Up
was,
to a point.
She was advanced for her years.
see to avoid talking about the whole Amy Fisher thing because it's out there all. My question is plain and simple. Someone out there with problems, a girl of some sort who's lonely. I mean, you hear about girls that suicide. You hear about girls that get on drugs and stuff. I don't know why someone doesn't see that this whole Buttafuoco case is a major opportunity for some lonely girl out there to get a lot of public attention. Right now, if any girl comes forward, anyone, and says, well, I've known Joey, she's going to get a lot of attention. Seriously, she could
Maybe
say,
she'll get the flowery that Amy has a lot on.
Exactly, because she didn't go after anyone. She could
Because
say,
she's not spending her time in jail. She can make
Yeah.
money off this. Amy can't. Unless, of course, they do
That's
repeal
right.
that Son of Sam law. They're talking about repealing it.
yeah.
Which means a lot of these criminals behind bars can find themselves making money on their crimes. I mean, I can see it. I mean, they worked hard. They're putting in the dues. They should, reap their rewards.
Well, don't you think Amy made money indirectly?
Yeah, but she's not allowed to actually profit. Then
Can,
again, she can
can
always...
your lawyer act as an agent before the commission of a crime? Like before you do something, do they have like 1-800-LAW where you could call up and say, I got an idea? Like it would be like you'd pitch a screenplay to a producer. You say, how about I go after such and such my neighbor, I have a relationship with the mailman, whatever, and I do this and that, what would that be worth on the open market? And then have the lawyer tell you, well, right now at this time,
You can sell it for $1 million, and
the public's hungry for this. The public.
you'll sell it 5 years. You make $1 million, so it works out to like $200,000 a year.
Yeah, break it down because he's protecting his own interest because he knows that he's
Oh,
going to be there to
minus his
represent you.
fees, Yeah, minus his...
Actually, Tom, in TV, that happens all the time.
Does he get his Santa
How come
10%?
TCI Cable doesn't have a TV show like that? Do you remember the show The Millionaire where the guy used to go, hi, I'm such and such, and I'm John Elliott or I'm somebody, and I'm here to present you with a check for $1 million. You ever see that show?
Yeah.
I think,
that was
Tommy,
back
after
in
the show,
50s.
that we're gonna have to have a conversation.
I think that's a good idea. because
Interesting idea.
this gentleman could go around offering people money for them to stage something. He could say, I'm not at liberty, like Charlie's Angels, I'm not at liberty to tell you who I represent. But I can tell you that if you would start having relations with your neighbor's daughter and, you know, go on and on and on,
Getting
do
back
this
to
thing.
the Marilyn Beers thing, didn't Eric
Good
Nyberg
TV show idea.
sort of do that? Oh, and true, the case already happened. But Eric Nyberg had already approached the Beers about getting, you know, he wanted to represent the Beers, you know, Katie and stuff, in selling the story.
Yeah.
So, okay, you know, Katie Beers, you know.
But who's the next Katie Beers? Are you out there? If you're the next Katie Beers, could you call us? Seriously, because I have some ideas I'd like to throw at you, you know. Well, I guess the person wouldn't know. They would just...
Please call
Be
direct.
Yeah, we
Seriously.
have legal counsel, you know, on staff that,
We
you know, can help
get,
you.
get your whole team right now. We'll get you that facial that
Would you like
Mrs.
to be a
Beers
star?
has. We'll start you out looking good right from the start. Seriously.
From nowhere to stardom.
You know,
Just think of it.
beef up
The perfect crime, one crime.
It's an idea.
It is, yes.
You know, I had another idea. Maybe this isn't as glamorous and exciting, but do you think T-Site Cable would be interested in like another local origination show where they like show what goes on monitors in like 7-Elevens? I think that would be interesting.
Tom, I don't think you're gonna be homeless much longer.
All right, man. Thank you. Because I think that'd be interesting. I know I would tune in if I had a TV.
Just picture sitting in your living room and getting to watch everything going on in your local 7-Eleven.
And we can,
Yeah.
it can get interesting. 'Cause
On
you can-
free
Andy
access
Warhol,
cable.
Right?
Yeah,
Everybody
Andy
has their moment of fame. It's like,
15.
Mama, that's you buying milk. You know?
And we can go to different 7-Elevens all over the island. So there's like, we have lots of hours of, you know,
Yeah.
airtime.
Excellent idea, Dave. There's so many video cameras and so many 7-Elevens.
Yeah.
But
Which
yeah.
one?
Each week,
And
it'd be like cops.
you can have a
You know how
call-in.
they go to
Wait.
different towns at different
Wait, we
times?
can have a call-in contest. Guess which 7-Eleven this is.
Uh-huh.
People
Excellent
can call,
idea.
Viewers can call in and
Do
just.
you know this 7-Eleven?
Yeah. Can you
It could be a
identify the
promotional thing. You know, if you got BLI and stuff, because they go around, and BAB and these radio stations go around and do these live remotes. You could tie it all into Brookhaven Cable. Maybe get a simulcast on that DMX. DMX is really hot stuff.
Like I said,
I love
Tom, you,
DMX.
you, 1 foot out of that cardboard box.
Thanks, man.
You know, the sweeps week. Could we do something to, what's his name again? Carl Bruno.
Carl, I love Carl. Carl's got a lot of energy, man. He's a fiery
Sure,
rocket
it's getting
man.
a little bland though. I mean, he's got.
No, it's getting pretty. It's getting a lot of special effects and stuff. A lot of nepotism in that show, though.
Yeah,
I noticed he brings his whole family on. Yeah, like if you thought they were extras, they were hired people. No, he's not providing work for a lot of out-of-work actors. No,
No, he
it's
doesn't
all
believe
family.
in taking it out of the family, no.
No, it's all
It's
family.
actually second cousins, third cousins.
One was a second cousin twice removed, wasn't it?
That's right.
No, you think it was his parents? Just kidding. No, oh my God, I love Carl. Carl's a very spiritual man. He's a good guy.
Carl's not on this station. It's not something not right here.
The concerns of the Jewish cops. Oh yeah, there was that's right. There's the article about
Back to the news. We better get with the original format.
The original.
We
idea
could
of the
work
show.
up all
That's
kinds of
why
new
you-
shows.
Why you have us here? There's a lack of Jewish cops. I didn't get through the whole article. Did you have?
I didn't read it either, but I think I can explain it right off the cuff without
By
even
all
looking
means,
at it.
Tom, please.
I personally would think because with the Irish cops, it's a meat and potatoes thing. It's money. It's bribery. You know, it's the
Okay.
McNamara thing. You know, it's money, and I think the Jewish people have a tendency to haggle with everything.
Also, when being bribed, they haggle for more money.
Yeah, you can't satisfy a Jewish person. You know, they're going to tell you their whole life story, and they're going to try to give you something that you didn't want anyway, like an old tire that they were saving. You know, weird things that they'll do. You know, and it just goes on and on. Whereas, you know, and you're a criminal. You know, you're at a bank
guess
alarm
you-
going off or something. You just want to say, hey, this is for you. Let me get out of here, please. You know, I know big people, and you want to get out of there. You don't want to sit there and have the guy go, you know, what about $30? You know, 30,000. You know, you don't want to haggle. You just want to pay the guy and get out of there.
Oh, and so
I might be wrong on this.
I guess in the process of
This is my
haggling,
opinion.
the rest of the cops show up and
Right,
Oy
right,
vey, not today.
right.
so I guess that's
The Italian cops show up who, you know, you were supposed to schedule, you know, you're supposed to go through their family members just to get the permission to rob the bank to begin with. Yeah, so it's a whole sticky area.
I think you're right, Tom. I think actually the Irish criminals
So,
more.
yeah, so that could be why we don't have as many Jewish cops here on Long Island as
Well-
we should have.
Yeah.
Okay, well that about wraps it up for this edition, our first edition of Frank Discussion with my guest, Tom McNulty, station manager, Clinton Cadito-Hopper, And me, Dave Glassman. Till next time, frank discussion with you.
Do you want to give that P.O. box in case? I have a P.O. box. You know.
Oh yes, if you'd like to make any suggestions, hate mail, fan mail, send
Job
to
offers.
Frank Discussion, P.O. Box 330, Selden, New York, 11784. We'll be waiting for you.
Wouldn't have to verse the money either.